Hello and welcome back to Speak Easy English, the channel where we make learning English fun and, well, easy. I'm your host, James.
And I'm Julia. Today, we're talking about a topic that affects every single one of us, our daily routines. Knowing how to describe your day is super useful. It's the secret key to making great small talk, connecting with new people, and just sharing a bit of your life with others in a clear and confident way.
Absolutely. It's one of the most common conversation topics you'll ever encounter. So, Julia, should we walk our listeners through a typical day, from that first morning alarm to finally turning out the lights at night, and give them some of those key essential phrases to use along the way?
Let's do it. To make it really simple to follow, we'll break it down into 4 main, easy-to-remember parts: the morning, the daytime, the evening, and the night. And we'll be focusing on using the present simple tense, which is absolutely perfect for talking about habits, routines, and things we do regularly. It's the foundation for describing your day.
Perfect. It's all about those building blocks. Using the present simple, like I wake up, I work, or I relax, helps you create clear and correct sentences every time. Okay, let's start with the first part of the day, where the adventure begins. The morning. Part 1. The morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So, the alarm clock rings, that classic sound that either starts a great day or a battle with the pillow. What's the very first thing you do, Julia? Are you a jump-out-of-bed type of person, or do you have a little ritual?
Well, I try to be the jump-out-of-bed type. To be specific, first I wake up around 6:30, and I have a rule for myself. I get up immediately. No snooze button for me. I find if I hit snooze even once, I feel more tired. So it's a quick feet-on-the-floor situation. After that, I make my bed. It's a small thing, but it makes me feel productive and organized right from the start. It's like my first completed task of the day. What about you, James? Are you team snooze?
I have to confess, I am absolutely team snooze. For me, I usually hit the snooze button once, and I have to admit, it feels like a tiny, delicious victory. Those 9 extra minutes are priceless. But then, I know I have to get moving. So, my real morning starts when I brush my teeth and I wash my face with some cold water. That's the real wake-up call for me. It helps me shake off the sleepiness and feel a bit fresher. It's my signal to the brain that the day has officially begun.
Those are important steps. That cold water really does the trick, doesn't it? Okay, so once we're both conscious and minty fresh, it's time to get ready for the outside world. For me, the next step is to choose my clothes. I get dressed for work. I usually lay my outfit out the night before to save time. And then, the most important part of my morning happens in the kitchen. I have breakfast. I'm a big believer in breakfast. And alongside my food, I always drink a cup of coffee. I can't function without it. It's the fuel for my engine.
Same here. Coffee is absolutely essential. It's less of a drink and more of a necessity. My morning feels a bit blurry until I have that first sip. For breakfast, I'm usually in a bit of a rush, so I often just grab a quick bowl of cereal or make some toast. I'm a creature of habit. Now, while I'm having my coffee and toast, I'm already starting to think about the day ahead. So finally, before leaving, I check my emails on my phone. I don't reply to everything. I just do a quick scan to see if there's anything urgent that landed overnight. It helps me prepare mentally for my commute. And then, the final move. I leave for work at around 8:15. I grab my keys, my bag, and off I go.
That's a great point about checking emails. It's all about that mental preparation. And for our listeners, notice how we used so many simple present tense phrases. I wake up, I get up, I brush my teeth. These are the building blocks. You can mix and match them to describe your own unique morning. Maybe you go for a morning run, or meditate for 5 minutes, or wake up your children. The structure is the same. Part 2. The daytime. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so we've navigated the morning rush, and now we're settled into our workplaces, whether that's an office, a classroom, or a home desk. James, let's dive into the daytime. This is often the busiest part of our day. So, What does a typical workday actually look like for you?
Well, the official start time is 9 a.m., so I start work at 9 a.m. pretty much on the dot. After I grab a fresh coffee, my second one of the day, crucial for survival, the first thing I do is I check my calendar to see what my schedule looks like. And honestly, I usually have a lot of meetings. Some are in person, and many are video calls. So you could often find me saying, I have a video call at 10 a.m., or I need to prepare for a presentation. In between those meetings, I spend most of my time at my computer, answering emails, working on projects, and collaborating with my team. But a very important part of my day, and I think this is true for many people, is lunch. I have lunch at around 1 p.m. with my colleagues. It's not just about the food. It's a great chance to socialize, to chat about non-work things, and to take a proper mental break. It really recharges me for the afternoon.
That sounds really nice. That social aspect of an office job can be so valuable. My situation is a little different, and it's becoming very common. For me, I work from home, so my commute is just a walk from my bedroom to my home office. My morning starts similarly. I start my workday by reviewing my to-do list, and because I'm remote, I spend almost all of my time on my computer. And like you, I often have video conferences throughout the day. But the rhythm is different. Since I don't have colleagues physically nearby, I take a short break for lunch around 12:30. I'll usually just make a simple sandwich or heat up some soup and eat at my kitchen counter. It's a quiet moment. And this is a key habit for me. In the afternoon, when I start to feel a bit tired or stuck, I try to go for a walk in the afternoon to get some fresh air. Even just 15 minutes around the block helps me clear my head and come back to my desk feeling more focused and energized. It's my way of creating a boundary between tasks. And then, to mark the end of the productive part of my day, I finish work at 5 p.m. I make a point of shutting down my computer. It's a physical signal that the workday is over.
I love that you mentioned the afternoon walk. That's such a healthy habit. It's so easy to just sit in one place all day. And for our listeners, notice the vocabulary we're using here. We're talking about starting and finishing work, having meetings, taking breaks. These are universal concepts. Whether you're a student saying, I attend my classes, or a nurse saying, I check on my patients, the structure is the same. You're describing your main activities during the day. The key is to use the present simple tense to talk about these regular, repeated actions. So, what does your daytime look like? Let us know in the comments. You could say, I study from 10 to 4, or I serve customers in a shop. We'd love to hear from you. Part 3, the evening, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, team, we've made it. The workday is officially over. This, for me, is the golden part of the day, the time we finally get to unwind, decompress, and just be ourselves without any deadlines hanging over our heads. It's that crucial transition from employee mode to me mode. So, Julia, the clock strikes 5 or 6 and freedom rings. What is that transition like for you? For me, it usually begins with the journey home. Depending on traffic, I get home around 6 p.m., and I have this one non-negotiable ritual the moment I step through the front door. The very first thing I do? I change into something comfortable, and I mean really comfortable. We're talking sweatpants, an old t-shirt, maybe some warm socks if it's chilly. It's a physical and mental signal to my brain that says, all right, the professional part of the day is done. You can relax now. It's like shedding the skin of the workday. Is that just me? Or do you have a similar unwinding trigger?
It is absolutely not just you, James. I think that might be a universal law of adulthood. Me too. The second I know my work is done for the day, that button on the jeans becomes public enemy number 1. There's something so psychologically freeing about swapping stiff work clothes for soft, comfortable loungewear. It's the official uniform of relaxation. Now, once I'm in my comfy clothes, I face a little bit of a choice. My energy levels really dictate this next part. Then, if I'm feeling energetic, I go to the gym or do some exercise. I find that if I go right after work, I actually get a second wind. It's not about a crazy, intense workout. Sometimes it's just a brisk walk on the treadmill while listening to a podcast or a YouTube yoga class. It helps me work out any lingering stress from the day. But let's be real, I don't always have that energy. If not, I just relax. And my version of relaxing can be anything from scrolling through social media for a bit to just lying on the sofa and doing absolutely nothing for 20 minutes. No guilt. It's important to listen to your body, right?
Right. And that's such a healthy approach. There's no one-size-fits-all recipe for a perfect evening. It's all about what you need that particular day. So, after that initial period of either activity or deliberate inactivity, my stomach starts to make its presence known. It's dinner time. This is where our paths might diverge a little, Julia. I know you're quite the culinary wizard in the kitchen.
Oh, you're too kind. But yes, the kitchen is my next stop. After that, it's time to make dinner. And for me, this isn't a chore. I cook dinner most nights. I find the process itself to be really therapeutic. It's my way to relax. There's something so satisfying about chopping vegetables, the sizzle of something in a pan, the aromas that start to fill the apartment. It's a creative process. I put on some music, maybe pour myself a little glass of juice or sparkling water, and I just get into the flow. I enjoy trying new recipes from time to time, but I also have my go-to, reliable dishes that I can make without even thinking, like a simple pasta aglio e olio, a stir-fry, or a hearty soup. It feels like an act of self-care, preparing a nice, proper meal for myself after a long day. It's a world away from staring at a computer screen.
I genuinely admire that. The kitchen, for me, is often more of a battlefield than a sanctuary after a tiring day. My ambition to cook a gourmet meal often loses out to my desire for immediate gratification and minimal cleanup. So, I'll confess, I often order takeaway or heat up some leftovers. The modern miracle of food delivery apps is both a blessing and a curse for people like me. I'm a big fan of the local Thai place, and there's a fantastic burrito spot just around the corner. And if I've been good and cooked a larger portion earlier in the week, heating up some leftovers is the ultimate win. It's quick, easy, and there's no thinking involved. Now, here's another key part of my evening routine that pairs perfectly with my low-effort dinner approach. Then, I eat dinner while watching my favorite TV show. For me, dinner isn't just about consuming food, it's an experience. It's my prime time to just switch off completely. I'll plate up my food, whether it's a delivered curry or a reheated chili, and settle in on the sofa. I'm usually working my way through a series on one of the streaming platforms, and that 30 minutes to an hour is my dedicated escape. No phones, no emails, just me, my food, and a story. It's the perfect way to compartmentalize and leave the day behind.
A perfect evening. I love that. And honestly, that sounds wonderful. It's all about what brings you joy and helps you unwind. My dinner is usually a bit quieter. I'll sit at my small dining table, sometimes with a candle lit, and just enjoy the meal I've prepared. I might listen to some soft music in the background. It's a more mindful kind of relaxation. But the unwinding doesn't stop after the plates are cleared, does it? Those couple of hours after dinner, before we really start to think about bed, are so valuable. This is when I like to connect with the people I care about. After dinner, I usually call a friend or my family to catch up. Living away from my family, these calls are really important to me. It's not a formal thing, it's just a casual check-in, hearing about my sister's day or my parents' week. It keeps me feeling connected and grounded. Or if I'm not in a talking mood and just want some quiet, solitary time, sometimes I just read a book. There's nothing quite like getting lost in a good novel. It's a different kind of screen-free escape than television, and I find it incredibly calming for my mind. It's my signal that the day is gently winding down. What about you, James? What fills your post-dinner slot? Are you a social butterfly on the phone, or do you have other ways to spend that time?
That's a great question, and it really highlights how personal these routines are. My post-dinner activity really depends on the day. Sometimes, if there's a big sports game on, I'll call my brother and we'll talk about it while watching. That's a great way to feel connected. Other times, if my brain is still a bit active, I might do a bit of what I call fun work or a hobby, like tinkering with a personal coding project or sketching out ideas for a video. But most often, I continue my TV show or maybe watch a movie. I might also just spend time with my roommate, having a casual chat about our days. It's not structured, it's just easy. The key for this entire evening period, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., is that it's intentionally unstructured compared to the day. It's a buffer zone. It's where we recharge our social batteries, our creative batteries, or just our basic human need for rest and entertainment.
Exactly. It's the reclaim your time portion of the day. And for our listeners, look at all the fantastic language and phrases we've used to describe this part of our day. We've moved from the active, I go to the gym, to the relaxing, I just relax, to the domestic, I cook dinner, and I heat up leftovers, and into the social and personal, I call a friend and I read a book. This is the richness of daily conversation. You can pick and choose the phrases that match your own life. Maybe your evening involves picking up the children from daycare, or attending an evening class, or practicing a musical instrument. The grammar remains beautifully simple, the present simple tense for habits. So, we'd love to know, what does your evening routine look like? What's your favorite way to unwind after a long day? Tell us in the comments below. Your routine is unique, and sharing it is a wonderful way to practice your English.
Part 4. The night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. As the evening activities start to quiet down and the clock pushes past 9 p.m., we enter what I like to call the wind-down zone. This is when we consciously start preparing our bodies and minds for a good night's sleep. A solid bedtime routine is so important for switching off. Don't you think, Julia? For me, it's all about signaling to my brain that the day is over. I usually take a hot shower to help me sleep. There's something about the warm water that just washes away the mental clutter of the day and relaxes my muscles. It's like a physical and mental reset button. It's my #1 tip for anyone who struggles to fall asleep.
That's a good idea. I find a shower in the morning wakes me up, but a hot one at night is wonderfully soothing. My routine is a little different, but with the same goal. Once I've changed into my pajamas, I head to the bathroom. The first step is non-negotiable. I brush my teeth again, of course, but after that, and skincare is a must for me. It's not about being fancy, it's a few minutes of dedicated self-care. Cleaning my face properly and putting on a bit of moisturizer feels like I'm not just ending the day, but I'm thoughtfully closing it. It's a calming, ritualistic process.
Absolutely. That double check is crucial. And that leads us to the final step of the entire day. I try to go to bed by 11 p.m. I say try because some nights it's easier than others, but I find having a target time helps. Once I'm in bed, the key for me is to avoid screens. The blue light from phones and tablets can really interfere with your sleep. So, I usually read for a few minutes in bed before I fall asleep. It doesn't have to be long, just 10 or 15 minutes with a physical book, not an e-reader. It helps my eyes get tired and lets my mind focus on a story instead of my to-do list for tomorrow. It's the perfect, gentle transition from being awake to being asleep.
It's the perfect way to end the day on a calm note. And with that, and that's a wrap on a typical day. We've journeyed from the first alarm clock to the final lights out.
So, to all our listeners, we hope this has been a helpful guide. Remember, the goal isn't to have a perfect, rigid routine. The goal is to be able to talk about it. And you can use simple, flexible phrases like I usually, I often, or sometimes I to describe your routine. It doesn't have to be the same every day. The beauty of language is in describing your real, sometimes messy life.
Exactly. The key grammatical takeaway is to use the present simple tense. This is your go-to tense for habits, routines, and general truths. Think, I work, she studies, we eat. It's the foundation for talking about your day. Now, we want to hear from you. This is your chance to practice. What is your daily routine? Is it similar to ours or completely different? Tell us in the comments below. Use the phrases we talked about today. Maybe you start work very early or have a late dinner with family. We read all your comments and love learning about your lives.
It's a great way to practice your English in a real, meaningful way. Thank you so much for joining us and spending part of your day with us here at Speak Easy English. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Speak Easy English for more helpful conversations. We release new videos every week to help you build your confidence and fluency.
It was a pleasure talking through our day with all of you. See you next time. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Sleep well.